Hi, family. It is Monday. The good Lord has awakened us from our slumber and we're still here. And today, right now, is a good opportunity to start all over again. Each sun, each sunshine, each day we meet the sun is another opportunity for us to begin over. Like yesterday is gone, there's nothing we can do about it, but we're here right now. And right now, I want to be your mama. I'm going to be Mama, Auntie, Lady Missy this morning, right? There's so many things going on in the world, and what I want you to know about me is that I'm very aware of it because I was awakened. I'm awakened spiritually, right? And once you become awakened spiritually, you see things from a different view, a different perspective. You're looking at things from our Creator's perspective. You know what I'm saying? You're looking at the wrongdoings yourself. You're being a mirror to yourself. You're looking inward first of all, and then you're looking at your people. If you love your people and your culture, you will see the things that are going wrong in it. And I am very family oriented. I love family, and I understand that once the family is broken down, that calamity occurs, right? We need our men, we need our mamas to raise our children, right? That's the structure that the Most High God ordained, and we have just come out of that. It's like, it's whatever. It's whatever at this point. And we're hurting from it. All of us are hurting from it. And it's so obvious. We don't have godly men, righteous men in the homes training up their boys, right? So that we see the mistakes that men make as they get older. A lot of men are lazy, they're getting high, they don't want to work, they have no get up and go whatsoever. They think being a man is using their penises to conquer as many women as they can because somehow that makes them feel worthy. And on the other hand, our little girls don't have and I'm not going to just say fathers because a lot of mothers have messed up their sons too because the father was not there. The mother put her feminine spin on things because he need daddy too. And then sometimes a son watched his mother bring men in and out of the room. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not blaming everything on men. This is not a man bashing segment at all. I want us to look at the family dynamic and how important it is and how messed up it is. That's all I care about. And when I'm online, I see so much filthy things. I see so much filthy things. And back to, childhood, little girls. Little girls need daddy and mommy as well. And when you don't have what we need, we become something that is broken that need to be pieced back together. Now, sometimes I make videos and I be in a certain mood, right? Sometimes I'm in a more soothing mood, and sometimes I'm really angry, so I'm more passionate about what I'm sharing because I just saw something that just like set me off or whatever. But I want you to understand that every time you hear something that's for your good is not always going to be sugar coated. We don't always have to pity pat with everything all the time. Sometimes you need to come hard. Sometimes people need hard truth, hard cold truth, so they can open up their eyes. I like it that way, and I know we're all different, but everything ain't about, oh, let me pacify, let me not hurt anybody's feelings. Sometimes our feelings need to be hurt so we can wake up and realize that we are going astray. Now, I love family, and I'm sad to see the structure that the Father have ordained just fall apart. Our communities are a mess, and we see it. It's obvious. You can't deny it. All these broken homes, and then men not being men when they grow up because they were not taught to do that when they were boys. And then our little girls grow up to think that all their worth is what they look like on the outside, and that they have to shake their behinds to get attention and to get money. Who's grooming our children? Now, I want to talk about that, but I don't want to talk about so much about what the men are doing because I'm a woman and we've done that enough. We have men bashed for years. We talk about our brothers. We know all their faults. We know all their shortcomings. Today, what I want us to do, I want to talk about the female. I want to talk about women. I want to talk about us not taking our rightful place and us becoming something atrocious for the father to look at. That's what I want to talk about today. We tend to ignore that with this women's movement, this women's live movement, and all this stuff like that. It has turned us into some type of monster. And that's what I want to call it. And I'm going to tell you why I would say such a thing. I'm saying that we're like a monster because we have lost our femininity. We have lost our gentleness, our daintiness, our ladylikeness. We're not ladylike anymore. We're not gentle. We're not that soft touch that a man would desire and our children need. We're rough. Don't get me wrong. I've been a single mother living in a hard knock neighborhood. So I understand that a certain toughness has to come with that to protect yourself and your children. When you're alone, you don't have a man in the home to protect. You become the protector. So you got to make certain moves. But we have to learn to get our femininity back. And we have to learn to be respectful and mindful that you're somebody's mama, you're somebody's wife, you're somebody's daughter, and people want to be proud of you in that position that you hold. And the things that women are doing today is nothing to be proud of. Oh my gosh. The belittling of oneself is so great because finances are the most important thing, and status and getting attention. We have just lost ourselves. And it's a pitiful thing to see. I'm watching it as a woman, as a mom, as a sister, as an auntie, seeing, young ladies doing these things. It's like, man, and it's time to stop making excuses for it. It's time to heal the brokenness. It's time to be accountable. That's it. It's time to be accountable for your actions. Now, listen, ladies, you all are out here talking about how y'all want a good man, right? What is a good man in your eyes? Because if a good man is only the amount of money that he has in the bank, honey, you can forget it. Because goodness means being godlike. God is good. So if you want a good man, this good man should be like God, meaning he is righteous in his thoughts, righteous in his path. He's doing things the way God would be impressed. He's impressing the Most High God the way he lives his life so that he can be a good father. He can be a good husband because only the Most High can give that type of good direction. For a brother to be a good man, he has to have a connection with the Most High God. Now, what these women are talking about good, I don't know. I don't know what you mean when you say good, because a lot of you only want somebody that's going to help you come up, somebody that's going to only help you get a status and be seen. Self-idolatry. You just want to be seen. You want somebody to sport you around. Now, if a gentleman, and I'd like to say gentleman and lady, and I'm using those terms loosely because really people are not behaving that way. We're not behaving kingly and queenly at all. We are so low. It's so prevalent that it just makes me sad to see it, because I know what the Father put inside of us. I know the potential that we have to be better. I know that our children are watching and they have poor examples, and I know what they're going to grow up to be. I know the hurt they're going to feel. And so when I see that, it bothers me. A lot of times adults, you're grown. You're going to you're going to reap what you sow, right? And that's what it is. But a lot of times people don't get that what you do reflects on your children. It ain't about this is my life, I'm living it the way I want, I'm not hurting nobody. You are hurting somebody. First of all, you're hurting your God, you're hurting yourself, and you're hurting your children. Anybody who loves you and see you behaving that way, you're hurting them, right? And you're damaging the thought process of the next generation that's coming up, because these young people are looking to us to be their example, right? They're looking to us to show them what to do and how to do it, what to be and how to be it. And if you're doing disgusting things in front of your children, I mean, it used to be a time when women would do things, but it would be in secret because we had some type of shame. Now everybody is shameless. People applaud nastiness. And so because people are applauding this kind of behavior, people are doing things in the open with no problem, not a second thought, not a care in the world. I'm showing off myself. This is what I'm doing. You got mamas on here with their daughters and their children while they're swinging on a pole, watching them swing on a pole. You got mamas on here smoking weed, getting high and drunk in front of their children for the world to see, not just in their own homes. They're putting on a camera and recording this stuff for the world to see. You got mamas in videos with their dads, husbands, slapping their backsides, watching them drip, drop it like it's hot and twerk and whatever else they're doing. I'm amazed by this stuff. And so I keep talking about it because I'm telling you, I am amazed at how far we've become. And you know these things occur, right? But it's worsened because of this camera. This camera. So I want to be the one that uses this camera for good. I see too much trash, too much filth daily, and it's disgusting. Women are so depraved of the mind now. They don't care about nothing. Reputation means nothing to us anymore. Your reputation, the way you want it to be, is people know me, I'm famous, I'm popular, I'm hot, I'm what's popping. That's all y'all care about. But what about the character? The characteristics of a wife is not the way they're being displayed today by these women. Women who want husbands. You know what being a wife is? Virtuosity, respect, dignity, pride. These things are lacking greatly amongst the women in our community. I'm so tired of seeing it. And I know I'm not going to ever not see it. But I'm hoping to appeal to somebody. We're doing so many obscene things that it's hurtful and damaging. Hurtful and damaging. It's not okay to do these things, period. And it's certainly abusive when you're doing it in front of your children. Your little boys are seeing you acting skanky. That's going to be their view of all women, because the first woman that means the most to them is showing them that. I hate to go down outside and I see a woman with her children, her little boys, and she's wearing a skimpy shorts, but all her backside hanging out. All her backside, all the wrinkles and dimples, and because everything ain't always cute that we expose. That stuff is not cute, you know what I'm saying? And the boy was walking with his mom like that out in the street, and I'm like, oh my gosh, she's walking around like that in front of her boy outside. What are we teaching our little boys and girls? What? That you can just do whatever you want and not be accountable for it? Because that's not the truth. That is certainly not the truth. We are accountable for everything that we do. And sisters, it's been this thing where men do it and we want to keep up with the men. You have to remember, we're internal. So that is deep. You know what I'm saying? This internalizing, you're taking things in. It messes with your soul, with your psyche, with your body. All these different men harming yourself in so many different ways, spiritually, number one. We don't think that what we're doing is dangerous to us. We think we're having fun, and we think we're keeping up with men, and we just enjoying sex like they do. We're just doing any and everything with any and everybody with no accountability. But trust and believe, whatever you do, it's being watched. The Father is watching you. And that's what I want us to really get today, that somebody bigger than your fan base is watching you behave that way. And you got some of these ladies who will say, oh, the Lord is blessing me. The Father's not blessing you. With you getting your money the way you're getting your money, that has nothing to do with the Father. And I mean, it's across the board. We're so tacky. We used to say, oh, he's cheating on me, and now you got all these shows exposing who the nasty one really is. Now, I'm not taking away from the things that the men do, but we done talked about them already forever and a day. I'm tired of it. It's time for women to be accountable for themselves, because guess what? If a woman don't open her legs, a man can't enter her. If a woman doesn't open her legs, a man cannot enter her. So we have the power. We have the power to hold back until we get a husband. We are making things so easy for them. Men shouldn't have options like this. They shouldn't have options like this. And they do. Why would he marry you in order to make love to you if he can go get it from somebody else? Because he wants it now. He has nothing to work for. Nothing to work for. I want us to look at this. I want us to look at this whole thing, what we're doing and how we're representing ourselves, and how you're going to expect somebody to give you respect when you don't respect yourself and then get angry about it. I demand respect. No. If you demand respect, you must command respect by being respectful. We're doing so many obscene things. I didn't see the whole story. There's some twerking twins. Twerking twins. I mean, it just doesn't stop with us. We are so deep down into a cesspool of filth that it's like a daily routine, like getting up, brushing your teeth, twerking and shaking your behind is just like breathing and brushing your teeth. How did we fall so deep into the mud? How? No shame whatsoever. Don't feel no way about getting naked, showing things that only this so-called king and husband that you desire should see. Why would he want you when you showing off everything to the world? Why are men allowing their women to show everything to the world? I don't get it. I'm watching these shows where, remember Maury back in the day, he would come out with his things and he's saying, you are not the father, you are not the father. Now, in the beginning, we were always bringing the men on to try to shame these men. Who end up looking the worst? Who ends up looking the worst? The women. They running off the stage. That was so ridiculous. And I had the audacity to sit there and watch that crap for entertainment back then. But as I've grown, and my daughter used to say, "Mom, why are you watching that mess?" And for whatever reason, it just wasn't there that I shouldn't be watching, my people be degrading in a public forum like that for the whole world to see. And that's what it was. Women running off the stage crying. Ah! I even seen a woman bring on 7 men to find the father of her 2 children, and not one of those men they tested was the father for either child. But we keep talking about men. We're not being held accountable for opening up ourselves to all these men. You telling me 7 men were tested. So in a week's time, you slept with so many men that you had to bring 7 to be tested and still couldn't find one dad for one of those children. I mean, the things that we are doing is really, really bad, man. I mean, it's bad. Wickedness in a high, high level. When you sin against your body, that's the greatest sin. And that's what we don't get. And as women, as I said, we take things in. You're internalizing all this evil. We were not meant to be running around with all these men and showing off our bodies, exciting men and turning them into pervs. We talk about them being perverts. We expect to walk around jiggling, wiggling, half naked, and that the man not supposed to react. Now, some of them are so turned off with y'all, they don't react. They're tired of seeing it. And some of them discuss it. They're tired of seeing it. It's a turn off. It's the norm. If you're just like everybody else, what makes you special? What would make you special to be somebody's wife? What sets you apart? Having class is something of the past. It's just non-existent today. Like, go queen. That part still that part still gets me. Like, go queen, really? Excuse me, y'all, something is in my eye. Go queen. Wow. Yeah, girl. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not a good mama because you twerking and swinging on a pole in front of your kids. Don't let nobody tell you that you're not a good mama. You a good mama. Again, God is good and he's holy and righteous. Why you dare using that word good to describe somebody that's doing something so despicable? Why? We run around here with so many men, we don't know who the daddy is when you get pregnant. We're doing wicked things like accusing a man of being the father, knowing full well you done slept with 5 other men within a week. So you really don't have no idea which man is the child's father. You pick one and get this man arrested for not paying child support. Take the man to court. Discover he's really not the father. That man done spent 5 years in jail for lack of payment of child support. He spent 5 years in jail, and you telling your son that's your dad who doesn't want to take care of you. So you really demonizing that man when you are the real demon. I'm not pulling no punches today, ladies. This is enough is enough. Really, enough is enough. I think the two most horrible things a woman can do to a man is accuse him falsely of rape, and number 2, to accuse him of being the father of your child, knowing full well he wasn't or isn't. That is the most disgusting, despicable, low level thing a woman can do to a man, to crush him, to ruin him. But it's being done all the time. And we don't look at these things. We keep talking about this man thing. Oh, the man doing this, the man doing that. What are you doing? What are you doing? I think we have become even worse than men, more vulgar. We're more vulgar than men. The very thing you're saying a man is doing, the things we're accusing him of, man, we done beat him 10 times over. Women have beat the men 10 times over. I don't see no videos. They probably exist, but I've not seen. See, now this is what I'm saying. Like when I'm on YouTube or whatever, Facebook, things just pop up, right? Just be rolling, just be coming up, right? All I'm seeing is women that look like me, brown skinned women that look like me, naked, dancing provocatively, camera all up in between their legs while they're shaking, flapping, twerking, jumping, bouncing, doing all these sexual things. Even some of them calling it exercise and yoga, whatever it is. It's overly sexualized, and they are close up in the camera doing these things. I don't see no men doing it. I don't see our brothers doing that stuff, ladies. I don't. All I see are you, all of you doing it. But you're acting like that, and you want a king. You want a husband. You want somebody to desire you as a wife? Who in their right mind would want a woman like that to be their wife? And I said in their right mind, because some men are marrying these types of women and still ain't satisfied. You still gonna go outside of that marriage because she's not giving you all you need. You gotta give this. You gotta give this. You have to have character. You have to be built from something solid. All of this getting your body done and walking around here with every part of your body being something fake, something that God did not give you, you did not receive naturally, and you want a real man. Come on. You don't even value yourself. How can somebody else value you? Just walking around here trashing it up at every turn, making a fool out of yourself, your family, and your community. This is what you're doing. And there's no more time for sugarcoating. Time is running out. No more time for sugarcoating. Time is running out. These days that we're spending are our last days. And I don't think people really want to hear that. You don't want to hear that all this is going to be over one day. Because it is. And everything you do is being looked at. Is being written down in the book of life. The Father who created you so fearfully and wonderfully, but too bad and unfortunately you don't understand or recognize who you are. Your real greatness. You don't understand who you are. So you're doing these trashy things and you're arguing against people who are trying to correct you. You're angry with people for pointing these things out. That's the demon inside of you, fighting against what's right. Because you were born for greatness. You were not born to do these tacky and horrible things. You were not born for that. You have a purpose. You were supposed to be a dignified, classy queen. That's what you're supposed to be. You know, dignified. You're concerned about your reputation. That's important to you because that's something that you can't get from a school. That's an attribute that you can't get from nowhere else. That's something you have to create. You are creating this for yourself. Who you are, your being. That's something that's unforgettable and precious and priceless. And until we see ourselves as such, we're going to just continue on in this lost way, in this path of self-destruction as a people, as a gender, just destroying the whole beauty of being a black woman. We're getting into some nastiness that's being accepted, but all of us are not accepting it because a lot of us know better. Those of us who are connected with a higher power, our Father, our Creator, the Most High, the great I am, those of us are in tune with Him. He's opening up our eyes in these last days. He's showing us ourselves. Fix yourself, my beloved daughter. I love you. And I sent you to earth to be the light, to be the mother of all mothers. And look at what we've allowed Satan to reduce us to. That is the most heartbreaking thing. We have allowed Satan to reduce us to where we are today. I'm really, really hoping that this video gets seen. I'm asking you who are watching it to share it. Share it, please, with a young lady in your family that maybe is gone, just buck wild and just doing whatever. Maybe you have constantly kept talking to her and she doesn't get it. You were born for greatness, young lady. You were born for greatness. You are supposed to be the head, not the tail. The head has fallen from the top to the bottom, waddling around in the mud with the pigs, the abominable pigs. No. We got to do better. We have to wake up, get up, clean ourselves off, and take our proper position. This is too much. Stop being convinced by this sick society that it's okay to show off your body, to hate yourself so much that you go get your body done so that you can now expose it to the world. For money, for likes, for attention, for some type of notoriety from a bunch of sinful people who don't care anything about your salvation. They don't care anything about you. They're living vicariously through you, watching you carry on, wishing they were you, being jealous of you in your worst state. Now, if that's not high level of foolishness, I don't know what is. We admire people who hate themselves, because that's what it is. It's not self-love. Don't talk about, self-love, I'm exposing my body for self-love. No, you hate yourself because you are dying for attention. Now, ladies, stop expecting some man to fall head over heels with you and adore you forever and just be loyal to you when you don't even love yourself. You have not yet fallen in love with you. And the only way to fall in love with you is to open up yourself to receive the Holy Spirit, the Ruach. Because the Ruach is going to show you yourself. Going to help you to dust off that old person and become what you need to be, what you were born to be. Have so much potential, it's just going to waste. Do you hear me? Little girl, the little girl inside of you, you have so much potential and it's going to waste. Things are never going to fill the hole in the emptiness inside. Attention from the whole world is never going to fill that void. There's an emptiness a deep abyss of brokenness that needs to be healed, and only Daddy can do it. Give yourself to the Lord, please, and stop doing these crazy things. It's just absurdity and madness. It's absurdity and madness. And you have people who are admired by so many, and they condone this kind of stuff. And people, it's like, it reminds me of the Bible. People always look for somebody to look up to, for somebody. We want a king, we want a king. You don't know how to live your life outside of letting somebody else govern your way of thinking. We have to come out of that. We're looking to people to show us the way. What if they're showing you the wrong thing? There's a higher power. He gave us the Holy Bible. He gave us that to instruct us, to show us what to do, how to live. He sent his son to be the perfect example. But that's boring. We want to be excited, right? Sin is more exciting than righteousness. Righteousness is too dull, it's boring, I don't want to do that. Oh, that's not living. That's a lie. I find my life more whole and more full of contentment and peace now than I did when I was young and foolish and doing stupid things. Been there, done that. I'm not trying to act like I'm better than anybody else, but I know better. And so with that knowledge, I have to share it. That's the mommy in me. That's the mommy in me. I've always wanted to help somebody understand their worth. I've always desired to help somebody understand when they're going wrong, that you don't have to stay like that. You don't have to stay like that. There's a way out. There's a way out. Don't stay stuck in the mud. Pigs dwell there. You are not a pig. You are not a pig. Be who you are. Become who you are. Grow. Grow. Don't do that to yourself. Don't embarrass your family. Don't let your claim to fame be something that you did that's so disgusting. All the videos that are made of you doing these despicable things are going to be out there forever. And for you to say, I don't care, that goes to show just where you are here. That goes to show what's messed up inside of here. Twerking, I can't even say it. Twerking twins, daddy dead. I remember going to work one morning, and we're sitting in the car side by side in a parking lot, and I happen to look over to the right. A gentleman is in the car looking at videos of women just shaking their butt, and I'm just like, he got up, and that's what he was having for breakfast, looking at all you women who like to shake your behinds and be naked. Y'all don't understand the damage that you are causing and creating. The perversion, the level of perversion and lust. But you're supposed to be able to do that, and nobody should tell you anything, because you're not doing anything wrong. I'm just trying to get my money.